Hi guys, it's Jen. I'm making tamales today, at least I'm starting the process. So here's step one. Get your meat. It is 16.86 pounds of pork butt roast. A big giant hunk of meat. So you're going to cut that up and you're going to boil it with bay leaves, oregano, garlic, and a bunch of onions. And then you just like basically boil it until it falls off the bone. There's like a bone in there. A couple of them actually. And then we're going to do other stuff with it. But so step one is boil your meat, get it really, really soft, let it fall apart, and save the broth for later. Okay, so update. About 5 hours have passed, and that doesn't look really good, does it? But that's the pork before the mole sauce has been added. That's my next step, is to make the mole sauce. I've also drained that meat, and I've saved the broth, which I don't even know where it is. Anyway, it's behind me. But anyway, so you save the broth, and we're going to add it here to the masa, just a little bit of it, and then with the lard and salt and baking powder. Then we're going to make a mole sauce with chili powder. I will show you that when I've completed that step, but I just wanted to show you the meat, what it looks like when it's, you know, good. It's shredded pork. It's like yummy, yummy, yummy. It tastes very good, and oh, I want to eat it. That'll go well. Okay, so yeah, that's the next step, I think. And that's what I'm going to do tonight, is make the mole, add it to the meat, shred the meat some more, get the masa prepared with the lard and stuff, and then I'll show you what comes after that. That's the broth. Pretty nasty looking. It's got the garlic floating in it and all that junk. You know, that's what broth is. It's in a Tupperware bowl waiting for me to use. Just wanted to show it to you. Oh yeah, very important. These little things here are the bay leaves that you added when you cooked the meat. I've got like 7 in here. So now I forgot, you got to do fish for bay leaves. So bay leaves. Anyway, you got to do fish for bay leaves, or else you're going to end up with some really icky, gross, you know, vegetation in your mouth, and that's kind of gross. Okay, just wanted to remind you so you didn't forget. And I'm at the step where I'm going to make the mole sauce. So I'm going to start that right now. Okay, I've got my pan over here, and it's heating up. And I gotta kind of work quickly because I'm running out of time here. I've got this is for a double batch, so I'll put all the ingredients and stuff on my website or something. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm adding the oil. Basically, I'm going to saute some flour, brown it, I guess is actually the word. When it gets hot, let me check it. As soon as that oil gets hot, I'm going to put the flour in it, and I'm going to whisk it around until the flour and the oil combine and make a paste. And then I'm basically going to, it's almost like a roux. I'm just going to heat it until it gets a little bit toasty. And then I'm going to add all these seasonings, which there is a considerable amount of seasonings here. You'll notice that this is a 1 cup measuring cup, and it's nearly full of chili powder. It's kind of to taste. And since I'm doing a double batch, I kind of want a lot of chili powder. So all of these ingredients are for a double batch. So that, you know, if you're going to go through all this trouble, you might as well make a whole lot of it. But I've got chocolate and cumin and pepper and garlic powder and onion powder and cloves and oregano and, oh gosh, what's that? Ground up cilantro or coriander. Salt, pepper, all that stuff. So tons and tons of spices. It's really, really flavorful and really fragrant. Those are the types I used as far as chili powder goes. I don't know if you can read it, but it's California chili powder, ancho or pasilla chili powder, and New Mexico chili ground. So it won't even really be that spicy at all. It'll just have a real nice kind of a, you know, mild kind of a chili taste to it. It's really, really yummy. So anyway, it looks like I'm going to check it again, make sure, see, that's how you test. You can, yep, see, when it starts bubbling, you know that the oil's hot enough. Okay, so I'm going to add my flour here. And there it goes. Bubbling away. Sorry about my dirty stove, but, you know, I cook here and stuff. So, okay, add it all in there. Okay, and then we're going to just whisk it away a little bit. Sorry if I get off screen, I'm trying to do this one-handed. You're welcome. Just kidding. This is for posterity, for my own kids and for whoever wants to give it a shot, because they're really good, and it's really not, it's not hard at all. it's just, you know, time consuming. What can you do? So once this, see, it's bubbling away. It's a good thing. You don't want to walk away at this point because it will, it can burn. So you gotta be careful. Okay. Looks like it's getting pretty thick. Almost to that point where I can add my broth, which, as you recall, I saved it. It's right over there, waiting to be used. Probably more interesting at this point than watching the oil. So, okay, let's see. Sorry. Yep, okay. I'm going to go ahead, hopefully that doesn't get too ridiculous here. I'm going to get my broth. I'm going to add it in here. Here it goes. I measured out 7 cups of the broth. Okay, so 7 cups going in. Okay, and I'm going to continue to whisk it, and it's going to thicken. If you've ever made a gravy, it's kind of like that. You know, actually, it's really not much different at all. This is going to have to come back to a boil, so I'm probably going to pause it. It might take a minute or two. Doesn't matter. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add the seasonings now. So here goes all my assorted stuff, and there goes that ginormous chunk of chili powder. Okay. Whisk, 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 whisk. Whisk, whisk, whisk. I don't think I'm going to turn down my heat a little bit. Okay. Whisk, whisk, whisk. It's getting there already. Not bad at all. My pan, of course, is flying all over the place. Okay. Now this is a little thicker than I want, but basically it's done. Go ahead and turn off the stove. That was not hard, was it? And there you got your mole sauce. It's pretty easy. I'm going to quickly taste. I'm going to adjust. I'm going to add a little bit more cumin, and I'm going to add a little bit more garlic and some salt. And then I'm going to add, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the meat back to my giant pot here, which, you know, obviously I've got meat chunks there. I've been using it. I'm going to add the meat back to it with the sauce, and I'm going to simmer for about another half an hour, 45 minutes, just so that the meat kind of can absorb all the chili sauce. And then that's it for the meat. But you can, you know, it can be a little bit stronger than you normally would make it because you're going to, well, you're going to be eating it yourself, really. But it's going to be a lot of meat, and so it's going to be kind of, you know, it'll go through, permeate the meat, let's say. So, you know, this is where you can get creative. Use whatever you like, and use, you know, kind of a lot. Keep that in mind. So, anyway, this is the masa step. Is that nasty goo or what? So, lucky me, I get to smush it. Hooray! So, in there I've got the 2 bags of 5 pounds each of masa. I've got some lard, I've got the meat fat, blah, and I've got some, you know, brothy goo stuff from the meat. It's really gross looking, but I swear it tastes so good. You're going to love it if you try it ever. But anyway, so I got to smush that up. Then that's the lard I put in, and then baking powder and salt is mixed right there. I'm going to add a little bit at a time as I smush it together. Basically, I just want it to be creamy and stuff and spreadable. I can add more of the broth goo or more lard or a little bit of water, whatever, just to get it to the consistency I want. But you kind of want it like a dough anyway. So, you know. Anyway, that's what it looks like beforehand. Gonna add that to that, squish it up. I'll show you when I'm done. Coming into the home stretch here. Here's the masa, all prepared. See, it's all light and fluffy and spreadable and good. Okay, so we got that going. Here is the corn husks, which have been soaking in warm, very warm water actually. Almost boiling, but anyway, and so they're softening. And then here's the finished meat in my ginormous bowl. And it's all ready to go. So we're going to take a corn husk, smear some masa on it, put in a little bit of meat, and roll it up. Okay, here we go. Assembly. So what you can see here, I've got the corn husk down on my cutting board. I'm going to get some of the masa. Okay, I'm going to smear the masa onto the corn husk. I'm going to do about, I don't know, 4 inches or so, I guess. I make a little like rectangle-y looking shape here, I guess is what it is. And so you smear it, and you smear, and you smear, until it looks all pretty like that. And I actually probably should go up a little higher because I think it looks better that way, and you know, blah blah. So the whole goal is to get the meat surrounded by the masa, because that's what makes it taste better. Okay, so I've got the masa there. I'm gonna get, see, about, I don't know, 2 giant tablespoons of the meat filling, and I'm gonna just put it on here like this, and I'm gonna kind of pat it down, just, you know, get it to stick in there. And then I'm going to start rolling. I'm going to take the masa here, I'm going to roll until it basically touches the masa on the other side, and I have more corn husks than I need. Okay, and then I'm going to, this is how I do it, there's lots of ways to do it, but I fold it up like that, make sure I have masa all the way to the end, and then you just roll, and then you have a finished tamale, and they steam beautifully and everything. So I'm going to put this on my plate. Okay, I'm going to keep on going. I've got about, I don't know, 143 more to go or so, or maybe more, who knows. I made an awful lot of meat, so I'm just going to keep going until it's all gone, and then we'll go move on to the steaming process. But that's how you assemble the tamales like I make them. Okay, it's been a really long day, but there they are, the steamed and ready to be eaten tamales. There they are. I will open one for you. Actually, let me do this one here, and I will show you what they look like. I'm going to try to do this one-handed. I don't know if I can. So see how they kind of stick there to the corn husk. Oh my goodness, this is hard to do one-handed. I would say use both hands next time. Okay, see there, and see how pretty much closed over? Mmm, yummy. Would you like to taste it, Sophie?
Uh-huh.
Okay. What do you think?
Good.
Yeah? Thumbs up?
Hmm?
You want to have the rest of it?
Uh-huh.
Okay, say goodbye to everybody.
Bye.
Say, I give this a thumbs up.
I give this a thumbs up.
Thank you.